How are you doing? Recently, I'm really crazy about Violet Evergarden. This is a really great anime work. And explain for those who don't know what Violet Evergarden is. Uh, this is the title of Japanese outstanding high quality anime work based on novel, which has been released from 2008 and 2020, including a movie work. And if you are interested in more information about this anime work, please check and research on Google. And for the overview of the story of this anime work, heroine Violet Evergarden grew up as a street child in ignorance of love with no parents and relatives right in the middle of the World War period. And she was taken home by a naval officer called Dietfried for some reason. And he saw through her extraordinary fighting spirit and fighting ability in the battlefields, and he wanted to take advantage of her power, so he educated her, becoming human weapon in the battlefield. So he actually used her as a human weapon in so many battlefields, even though he knew she was as old as teenager. And Army Major Gilbert, younger brother of Dietfried, wasn't able to tolerate how his brother treated this little girl. So he decided to take Violet from the place of Dietfried, and he gave her heartwarming education to make her independent, educated person. So Violet gradually had great affection to Gilbert. So one day, one important military operation that influences war situation of a country separated Violet and Gilbert, and they ended up walking the different life path. And Violet was taken by Claudia Hutchings, and he is colleagues of Gilbert, and Gilbert had entrusted Violet to him before execution of military operation, and she started working for the post office company founded by Hutchings as a ghostwriter called Old Memory Dole. And Violet, who doesn't even know what love is, faces so many troubles and so many difficulties through the job. And this story draws her long journey to learn and realize true human heart, and true human feelings, and what love is, little by little, through the activity to write letters requested by people who want to send their loves to their important person in the form of letter. So from here, I want to express my opinion from my viewpoint. The character of Violet Evergarden, drawn in this anime work, is like a servant with unwavering loyalty, abandoning her personality. So she always devotes herself to the person she wants to trust, no matter what happens. She never respects her personality, and she never respects her own decision, and she never respects her own intention. And her own focus is to prioritize doing any missions given by a person whom she decided to serve more than anything. So she is drawn as brilliant servant without her own will, who doesn't even come up with the ideas to neglect her assigned work even when she is alone, and to complete any missions thoroughly. So in the process of getting involved with a lot of people through the job, through the activity of auto memory dole, apparently divinity is developed inside her mind, and she realized her role to reach people's happiness by writing letters. And so the essence of her character is modest servant whose happiness is a contribution to people's happiness with her devoted support without thinking about herself preferentially. So, and she never speaks ill of anyone, and she patiently attempts to take care of the people with whom she gets involved, and she treats anyone with honorific expressions, even if a person whom she is talking to is even only little kid. So she is well-educated, gentle woman. And in the description of this work, I couldn't even find the scene that she behaved arrogantly. So personally, if I hired her to have her substitute for my letter writing in my house, some other feelings was spring out from the bottom of my mind, and I would find some reasons and I would find some excuses to persuade her to stay longer in my house, even if her mission is completed in my house. So I don't mean anything bad. But even staying together in the same house for just a couple of days, the emotion that I don't want her to leave my place would come out of my mind for sure. So probably no matter how terrible situation you're in, where you can't even accept Violet Evergarden in your house, I think the emotion that you don't want to separate with her would naturally come out of your mind at the time her mission is completed in your house. So observing my emotion, I realize people may tend to be attracted by those who support someone devotedly and those who attempt to find someone's happiness and attempts to take care of someone devoted and give a free lap to others without thinking about themselves preferentially. So this is one of the outstanding iconic traits of human beings, I think. So we are always hungry to be loved by someone. We are always hungry to be kind by someone. So therefore, if you want to be loved by someone, I think you should behave like Violet Evergarden. Anyways, I haven't been able to get Violet Evergarden out of my head since I watched this work. This is a really great movie, and she's really perfect to me.